Okay, I wanted to do a quick video on the concept of stillness within motion. Now, the concept of stillness within motion, it ties into what we were talking about the language of positions. Actually, the language of positions actually is based around the concept of the stillness in motion. This concept allows us to contrast the permanent in the face of the transitory. What do I mean by that? The past was relevant because it was now. The future is relevant because it will be now. The present is most relevant because it is now. Okay, so according to the Egyptologist R.A. Schwaller-de-Lupus, the moment of the present is outside of time because it cannot be logged. So for our purposes, the moment of now is in contrast to a perceived stream of linear time. In the most practical sense, that would be stillness within motion for us as far as our perception of time, how we're always in the moment of present, like how you're always in the orientation of here, you're always in the moment of the present, right? So the language of positions is based on this concept. When you hear us talk about the language of positions, sensitivity to a given energy is based in the contrast of two frequencies because the mind works by comparison, right? So that's how we arrive at the concept of singing your song. That's also based on the language of position, as we call it. Singing your song, or establishing a particular frequency, or being mindful of the frequency that you do emit as far as your thought patterns, your predominant feelings, your behavioral patterns, your just different aspects of who you are and the type of people you associated with, those type of things. The concept of singing your song makes use of this by establishing a baseline frequency to contrast the world against. Now, in Buddhism, there's a correspondence with this in the form of what they call Zanzang, or sitting meditation. When you see all the guys sitting down in the cross-leg posture and everything like that, and they're just sitting there for hours and hours on end or whatever. This is a similar concept, a stillness within motion. The name Zanzang is how they arrived at the word Zen. So if you hear, Zen Buddhism. But choosing a position is creating a stillness within motion. How we've been talking about previously, building a structure in order to control the energy. Well, the whole concept of structure is establishing a static frequency within a dynamic range of frequency, or stillness within motion. So we have to remember, when we say structure, a structure is a group of relationships, because the balance points in a structure have a given orientation and relationship amongst each other. Structures contain internal motion or relationships. External stillness, which is the structure itself, also breeds internal transformation. Now, what I mean by that may sound kind of mystical or whatever, but what I really mean by that, let's say like external structure or external situation. Let's say basketball. You know what I mean? It's a set group of guidelines, rules, and everything like that to establish a game of basketball. You have a ball, you have a goal, you have a team, certain number of people. The rules are set up a certain kind of way. So that's a structure. You see what I'm saying? That's a crystallization of a static frequency and everything like that. But within that structure, you would have internal transformation in the form of things going on within the individual players. They're increasing coordination, athletic ability, the overall getting better at the process of playing basketball, strengthening specific areas of the body that facilitate the physical action of playing basketball and stuff like that. The rules being developed more as the game persists on and on and on. The first day basketball was invented, I'm pretty sure the rules from that day would have changed since then, as it pertains to 2018. So that's what I mean. A external stillness begets internal transformation. So this is the concept behind the language of positions, stillness within motion. Thanks.